Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we'll be doing another Leetcode problem 147 insertion sort list. This is a medium one. Given the head of the singly linked list, we just have to perform an insertion sort to it and sort the list in an ascending order and then return the head. So that's straightforward. So we will be having a dummy node which will be having value 0 and will be pointing to the head, a previous pointer and a current pointer. So previous will be at head and current will be a one node ahead of previous, so we can just say it like head dot next. And while current is not null, we will say if we have to do some pointer manipulation, so we will check if the value at current, if it is greater or equal to previous dot val, then we do not have to do anything because the values are in place. So we will just say continue, but before that we have to update our pointer. So previous and current will be updated, so previous will be at the place of current and current will be current dot next. Okay, so if it is not the case, we will say we have to find our insertion point. Insertion will be starting from dummy because there can be a node where we have to insert it to the head. So we will say we have to find our insertion point. So if the current dot val, if it is greater than insert dot next dot val, because we want to be one node behind the insertion node, so we have to just update our insertion node. So insert pointer, so insert will be equal to insert dot next. Now if we find the insertion point, we will say previous dot next should point to current dot next and current dot next should point to insert dot next and insert dot next should point to current. And after that we have to update our current, so current will be equal to previous dot next because the current dot next is going to be on the previous dot next. And that's it. After doing that, we can just return dummy dot next because dummy dot next is going to be the head. So that's it. Let's see if this works and then I will explain how this is going to work. Okay, suppose we are going to have our linked list like this, 4 and then 3. 3 will be pointing to null, and we are going to have our previous to the head. Head is going to be 2 and head dot next is going to be the current. So now we will check, do we have to do some pointer manipulation. This if statement will not be executed because the current dot val is not equal or greater than the previous dot val. So we will have an insert pointer which will be at dummy. So the current dot val is greater than insert dot next dot val. This is not the case because current value is 1 and on the dot next of insert we are going to have 2. We have found the insertion point which was the first node obviously. So we have to do it from remove this one and add it to the first node. Obviously we are going to add it to the head. The previous dot next should point to current dot next, 2 will be pointing to 4 and current dot next should point to insert dot next. So 1 will be pointing to 2 and insert dot next should point to current, D will be this, I will be pointing to current and current will be updated to previous dot next. So previous dot next, we know that it is going to be, it was at 2, we already made the connection, the link. So current will be at 4. Now we are going to the next iteration because current is not null. We will see that value at current is greater than the previous value, so we do not have to do anything. We will continue to the next iteration. Now here we see that we have value at current less than previous, so we will have a pointer again at insert will be again at dummy. Will find the insertion point. So I will be at the first node. We will see insert dot next, that value, no, it is greater, so it is greater than 1, we will update it again. It is greater than 2, we will update it again. But here we are not going to update it. Why? Because the next dot val, the insert is at 2, its next dot val is going to be 4. It is not greater than 3, is not greater than it, So we will obviously find have found our insertion point. So we will just repeat the process again. Previous dot next is equal to current dot next, which will be just this, and current dot next 3 will be pointing to 4, and now we have to just make this link between 2 and 3. So we will say insert dot next should have current, and current should be updated to previous dot next. So previous dot next was going to be null, and current is going to be null, and then we can just return dummy dot next, which will be the head. So that's it.